the feast or the memorial of the great saint Mar Gregory Sarda. Let me first speak something about the importance of the third Sunday after the Feast of Resurrection. Today we heard from the Bible, St. John chapter 21, verses 15 to 19. Verses 15 to 91, chapter 21 of the Gospel according to St. John. Biblical scholars used to say the last chapter of the Gospel of St. John is not chapter 21 but chapter 20. Chapter 20 of the Gospel of St. John is the concluding chapter. Then what about the chapter 21? Biblical scholars will say that is an appendix of the concluding part of the St. John's Gospel. Then who wrote the Gospel of St. John chapter 21? Maybe the followers of St. John, the disciples of St. John, or another reason the early church. But anyway, the thinking and the theology of St. John chapter 21 is not entirely different from chapter 20. The context, as you know, the Jesus Christ, the resurrected Christ is appearing to the disciples. According to the Gospel of St. John, it is the third time. But if we count, it is not the third time, it is the fourth time. First, Jesus, the resurrected Christ, appeared to Mary Magdalene. Second time to the disciples when they were sitting inside a closed room. And the third time, Jesus again, the resurrected Christ, again appeared when St. Thomas also was present. And the fourth time, the resurrected Christ is appearing before the disciples when they were fishing in the Sea of Tiberias. You know, they had a breakfast together. And after that breakfast, Jesus is talking to the disciple St. Peter. He is asking, Simon, son of John, do you truly love me more than these things? Simon, son of John, do you truly love me more than this? യോഹന്നാന്റെ മകനായ ശിമോനെ, നീ ഇവരിൽ അധികമായി നീ എന്നെ സ്നേഹിക്കുന്നു. യേശുക്രിസ്തു ഇത് പറയുന്നതായ സമയത്ത് യേശുക്രിസ്തുവിന്റെ അനുഗ്രഹം കൊണ്ട് ലഭിച്ച മത്സ്യത്തിന്റെ വലിയ കൂട്ടം അവരുടെ മുമ്പാകെയുണ്ട്. അത് ചൂണ്ടിക്കാണിച്ചുകൊണ്ടാണ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്, ഡു യു ലവ് മീ മോർ ദാൻ ദീസ് ബ്ലെസ്സിങ്സ്? This is a very fundamental question we have to answer today. Actually, do we want Jesus Christ or the God or his blessings? Today, many of the Christians need not want God or Jesus Christ, but the blessings of Christ alone. That is why Jesus asking, Simon, son of John, do you truly love me more than this? Then Peter replied, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. Then Jesus is saying to Peter, feed my lamb. So Jesus is asking whether you love me more than this thing. In Greek language, there are three terms to denote the word love. The first word is agape. Agape is the purest form of love that we see in the Calvary. A person is getting ready to die for another person. That is called agape. The second term is philia. Philia is not like that of agape, but it is love between the friends. And the third term is eros, that is the love of the flesh. The first time Jesus asked Peter, do you love me more than this? Jesus used the word agape. Then Jesus knows that Peter is not loving him so much. Peter is not ready to give his life for Jesus. Then the second time again Jesus is asking, Peter, do you love me more than these things? Then this time, the second time, Jesus is using another term, philia. You may not have the love of agape, but at least you must have the love of philia, the love between the friends. Again, Jesus is asking Peter, do you love me more than this? Then again, Jesus is telling, feed my sheep. In English Bible, we read first time, feed my lamb. Second and third time we read, feed my shepherd. But in the Syriac translation, it is not so. The first time, feed my lamb. The second time, feed my sheep. And the third time, feeding the female of the sheep. That's the third time there is a change. So Jesus Christ is asking, he is entrusting a responsibility to Peter to cater the younger one, then the male and also the female. As you know, in our church we have so many congregations. The Sunday school is mainly meant for the little lamb, and the prayer group that is meant for the male group, and the Vanida Samajam is meant for the female. So Jesus is asking the same question 3 times. Then finally Jesus is asking Peter, when you were younger, you trust yourself, and went where you wandered. But when you are old, you will stretch your hands, and someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go. The usage, you trust yourself, means taking decision according to your will, not according to the will of God. Jesus is asking, when you become old, someone will fasten your belt, and you will be led, and you, in the younger days, you trust yourself, but in the older days, it is not so. Someone will fasten your belt and lead you to the place where you don't want to go. ഇത് വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ടതാണ് പ്രിയമുള്ളവരെ. നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ചിലപ്പോഴൊക്കെ കർത്താവ് നമ്മളെ ഇഷ്ടമില്ലാത്ത സ്ഥലങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ കൊണ്ടുപോകും. That we should be ready to go. We should be ready to say, yes, Lord. That is the symbol of our strong faith in God. അനുഗ്രഹങ്ങൾ കിട്ടുമ്പോൾ മാത്രം ദൈവത്തെ അന്വേഷിക്കുന്നതല്ല ദൈവഭക്തിയുടെ ലക്ഷണം. എല്ലാം ദൈവത്തിന്റെ ഇഷ്ടത്തിന് പരിപൂർണമായിട്ട് വിധേയപ്പെട്ട് കൊടുക്കുവാനായിട്ട് കഴിയുന്ന മനസ്സാണ് ദൈവഭക്തിയുടെ യഥാർത്ഥമായ ലക്ഷണം. ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഭദ്രാസന മെത്രാപ്പൊലീത്തയായിരുന്ന ഉസ്താദ്യോസ് തിരുമേനിയുടെ കൂടെ ശമാശനായിരുന്ന കാലത്ത് പലപ്പോഴും പലയിടങ്ങളിലൊപ്പം പോകുമ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ വീട്ടിൽ ചെല്ലുമ്പോൾ കാണാറുള്ള ഒരു സംഗതിയാണ്. കൊച്ചു പിള്ളേരെയൊക്കെ കണ്ടാൽ തിരുമേനിക്ക് വലിയ സ്നേഹമാണ്. ഇവരെ വിളിച്ചടിപ്പിക്കും. എന്നിട്ട് അവരോട് ചോദിക്കും, what do you wish to become? Majority of the people answer, I want to become a doctor, or I want to become an engineer. There are only 2 ways to be saved, as many of the people believe. Then Tirumeni used to say, മോനെ അങ്ങനെ ഒരിക്കലും പറയരുത്. പിന്നെ എങ്ങനെ പറയണം? I want to become what my God wants me to become. ദൈവം എന്താകണമെന്നാണ് എന്നെ കുറിച്ച് ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നു, അതെനിക്ക് ആയാൽ മതി. അതാണ് പത്രോസിനോട് കർത്താവ് പറയുന്നത്. While you are young, you trust yourself. യൗവനം കാണുന്നതിന് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള രീതിയിൽ നീ നടന്നു. വൃദ്ധനായ ശേഷമോ മറ്റൊരുവൻ നിന്റെ അരകെട്ടുകയും ഇഷ്ടമില്ലാത്ത ഇടത്തേക്ക് നിന്നെ കൊണ്ടുപോവുകയും ചെയ്യും. അതാണ് that is the symbol of great piety. Let me remember you this thing. Next importance of the day is we are celebrating the feast of the great saint Givaris. We often call him Givaris Sagara. He is a saint and martyr who is venerated both in the Eastern and the Western churches. Greek Orthodox Church calls him the Great Sagara. Not merely a Sagara, Great Sagara. There is no clear history about his life, but according to the tradition, he was born in AD 283 in a Cappadocian family, rich family, and he joined the army of the Emperor Diocletian. The first time, the Emperor Diocletian was very much concerned about the Christians, but later he tried to persecute the Christians. Then Givaris was asked to renounce Christ, but he was not ready to renounce Christ for the emperor. Then he was persecuted, and finally he was killed. അത് വാളിനാൽ കൊല്ലപ്പെട്ടു എന്നാണ് ഈ സമുദായത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് നമ്മൾ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നത്. അതുമാത്രമല്ല, ഗീവറീസ് സമുദായത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് നമുക്ക് മറ്റൊരു ഓർമ്മയുകളുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ ഗീവറീസ് സമുദായയുടെ പടങ്ങളൊക്കെ കാണുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഒരു കുതിരപ്പുറത്തിരുന്ന് സർപ്പത്തെ കുത്തുന്ന ഒരു പടം നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിലുള്ള ഒരു ചിത്രമാണ്. Snake is the symbol of evil, Satan. That means, because of his prayer and deep piety and faith in Jesus Christ, he could kill a snake. That means abolish the power of evil. That is the meaning. Let me pinpoint 4 points that we have to imitate from this great saint. One is his efficiency. The first one is his efficiency in the work. That was why Diocletian Emperor was so much pleased with Givens. His efficiency in the work when he was serving in the military. The second thing is his character. He was a very pious man, a man of prayer, deep piety in Jesus Christ. He is so famous for his character. See, if character is lost, then everything will be lost. That we have to bear in mind all the time. If you lose character, even if you have money, even if you have education, but if your character is lost, then everything is lost. So the same Giver is famous for his character and piety and faith in Jesus Christ. And the third thing I would like to remind is the courage and the braveness that he showed, and he became a martyr. That is the true symbol or sign of the faith in Jesus Christ. And the last one is you have to keep in your mind he was a layman. അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു സാധാരണ യുദ്ധം ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പടയാളിയായി. But he can also become a saint. നമുക്കിന്നൊരു ധാരണയുണ്ട് സഭയിലെ വിശുദ്ധനാകാൻ പറ്റുന്നത് തിരുമേനിമാർക്ക് വേണ്ടി മാത്രം. നമ്മുടെ സഭയിലെ തിരുമേനിമാരെ മാത്രമേ പരിശുദ്ധന്മാരായിട്ട് പ്രഖ്യാപിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളൂ. അതുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കാം ഒരു പക്ഷേ. But St. George, he was a layman. He was an employee. Then he prayed well, he lived well, and he became a great saint. ദൈവമായ കർത്താവ് ഈ ഗിവറീസ് സാധാരണ മധ്യസ്ഥതയാൽ നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരെയും വാഴ്ത്തി അനുഗ്രഹിക്കുകയും അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഈ 4 സ്വഭാവ വൈശിഷ്ട്യങ്ങൾ നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ അനുവർത്തിക്കാൻ സഹായിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുമാറാകട്ടെ.